No.
Right.
We can pin it.
Okay. How about now? Am I the main person? Good. Okay. Great, and I can still see everybody. Fantastic. Cool, we're going to start sitting down. So if you are pregnant and you need something for your hips, and grab a cushion or two, and you can just place it underneath you like so. We're going to sit cross-legged, ideally with that right foot closest to you. Oh, and we're just going to sit up nice and tall. Let's roll the shoulders forwards and roll the shoulders backwards, trying to get as much movement through the shoulders as you can. Place the hands in your lap or onto your knees. Now I'm going to invite you just to close your eyes and take some deep breaths in and out through your nose. So we're just reconnecting with the body here. We quite often lose a sense of what our body is doing because our minds are so busy. So take some deep breaths in and out. You're trying to get as much air into your lungs as you can, and you're trying to get as much air out of your lungs as possible. And whilst you're doing this, just have a think about what's moving. As you take that deep breath in, is it your shoulders that are moving, the upper part of your chest? Is it through the belly? And likewise, as you're breathing out, what are the body parts that are moving? Don't forget, you're trying to get as much air into your lungs as you can, and also as much air out of your lungs as possible too. Also have a think about where you're holding any tension. Try and relax the muscles around your jaw, around your mouth, especially around your shoulders. I'm going to invite you now to start taking that breath deep into the belly. So as you take that deep breath in, the belly is going to soften and expand out in front of you before you start expanding through the lower part of your ribs and inflating into the spine. As you breathe out, gently gather in those lower abdominals and draw the ribs down and close together. Keep trying to lengthen your breathing. Every single time now that you're breathing out, gather in those lower abdominals and also just look at gathering in the pelvic floor as well. Try and lengthen the breath as much as you can. And we're going to take this into what's known as box breathing. So you'll start by breathing in for a count of 4, holding the air in your lungs for a count of 4, breathing out for a count of 4, and holding no air in your lungs for a count of 4. That feels like it's too much for you, then change it to 3. If you feel like it's too easy, take it up to 5. If you feel like you're starting to feel lightheaded, just take it back to a breathing pattern that works best for you. But breathing in for a count of 4, holding the air in your lungs for 4, breathing out for 4, and trying to hold no air in your lungs for a count of 4. Especially when you don't have any of the air in your lungs, or especially when you're holding the air in your lungs, try not to press outwards into your body. Hold it nice and gently. So use the timer to help you. And really just steady the breath. So this is a technique that's used to help calm the nerves whenever you're feeling a bit stressed or a bit angsty or a bit overwhelmed. It's used by those in the army. It's a technique taught to both the US and the UK Army because it helps lower blood pressure, it helps lower your heart rate and also reduce all those stress hormones. Keep sitting up nice and tall. Keep focusing on relaxing the muscles around your jaw and around your shoulders. Try and get as much air into your lungs as you can. We're not trying to force anything. So if anything ever feels like it's too much, just take it back to a breathing that feels okay for you. Again, if that feels like it's too much, take it down to a count of 3. If you feel like you can improve this, then take it up to a count of 5. We're going to keep this quite nice and short. So give it your best. Really focus on your breathing. Nothing else matters right now. And at the end of your next breath out, you're just going to stretch the arms up above your head. Good stuff. Cool. Stretch it all the way up above. You're going to grab one wrist, stretch it all the way up, and a gentle lean over to the side. So instead of thinking about that side bend, think about reaching up and getting some length through the side. Stuff. Take it back to the center. Let's grab the other hand. Reach it all the way up, giving it a little bit of assistance. Really feel that stretch. For those of you who are pregnant, it's actually a really nice one to help give a little bit of extra room. Take it back up to the center. You're going to interlace your hands, take them behind the head. And this time we're trying to get the elbow pointing up towards the ceiling. When you're doing this, just make sure that this lower elbow is in line as well. And it's not coming backwards or forwards. You want to reduce the amount of twist. Take it back up to the center and over to the other side. So very exciting, guys. There's a girl called Jude who is on the pregnancy WhatsApp. Take it back up to the center. She's just had her baby. Draw the elbows down. And stretch it all the way out. Let's open up that chest. Take the arms into a wide position. Pull those shoulder blades down and back. Good. Try not to let the head drop. Keep the head up nice and long. Good. Let's take it down into that W. Squeeze those shoulder blades down. It's really good to have a little bit of mobility through the shoulders. Take it up into a T position. And we want to pull the hands back without arching the back. So at the same time that you're drawing these hands backwards, make sure you're trying to draw the ribs down towards the top of your hips as well. So a little bit of a core engagement. Draw the elbows down towards the side and take it out. Good stuff. From here, we're going to come and bend the knee slightly. I'm really enjoying this cushion. It's really comfy. One hand is going to come onto one knee. Other arm is coming out in front of you. Everything is going to stay really still, so you can hold the other knee. That's not a problem. And we're going to press that hand forwards and back. So we want to slide through the shoulder blades. Pressing forwards and back. Good. Let's take it up 45 degrees and stretch forwards and back. So really important just to mobilize through the shoulders, and it also strengthens the small muscles of the shoulder as well. Take it down 45 degrees and let's do exactly the same. So try and keep everything else really still. Good. And just feel it sliding backwards and forth over to the other side. So try and keep sitting up nice and tall and pressing forwards and backwards, forwards and back. You don't ever want to try and strain, but you do want to try and reach the furthest mobility you can. Okay, let's take it up 45 degrees. Again, taking it forwards and backwards. So the arm should be directly in front of you. Forwards and backwards. Good stuff. Let's take it down 45 degrees. Forwards and backwards. Good. Great stuff. Place the hands behind you. Goodbye, cushion. I'll miss you. Place the hands behind you. You want to keep the back nice and long. And you're going to take one knee down towards the ground as far as it can comfortably go before you then start moving the other knee down. You can take that bum off the ground if you want to, that one bum cheek, and you can squeeze through the bum as well just to get a bit of a stretch through the hip flexors. Nice and slowly with control, the other knee moves back over, and as soon as it can't move over any further, that's when the other knee comes down to join it. Again, that knee comes down towards the ground, the bum cheek lifts off, you can give it a little bit of a stretch through the hips. So really work with your body on this. Take it over to the other side now. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. Good stuff. And over to the other side. Really nice. Take those knees back up to a neutral position. And we're going to swing over onto all fours. From here, let's mobilize through the spine. We've got a couple of cat-cows, taking the gaze up towards the ceiling, breathing out, drawing that chin in towards the chest, and stretching that back up nice and tall. So take this in your own time. Deep breath in. Belly comes down towards the ground. For those of you, especially who are pregnant, try not to force it. None of these movements should be forced. You should all be working within something that feels good for you. If you want to add in an extra little pelvic floor squeeze as you're breathing out and coming into that cat position, then please do. But remember to release completely as you come back into that cow. From here, we're going to have a little wriggle from side to side. Imagine you're a snake. Little snake winding through the grass. My 4-year-old is obsessed with snakes and, well, obsessed with all animals. And he keeps telling me about all these animals that live in a place called the Snoring Desert. He's 4. I've never even heard of the Snoring Desert. Okay. From here, you have 2 choices. We're going to work on engaging through the core. First one, you're going to stand on all fours. You're going to press the ground away. And as you breathe out, you're going to feel like you're trying to crinkle the mat up underneath you. So feel like you're trying to draw the back of these wrists in towards the back of the knees. Your spine is in a neutral position, so neither down nor up. You're going to breathe out, and for the length of the exhale, you're just going to feel like you're trying to get the back of the wrists to the knees. If you can do this, and you'll want to check by taking a bit of a look as you do this, if you want to make this more challenging, you are going to breathe out, engage through the stomach, press the ground away, and lift the knees off the ground as well. Hold that there for the length of your exhale, drop it slowly down, and have a little bit of a relax. So just do this a couple of times. Do this in your own time. Try and experiment through both. So you're going to hold it for the length of the exhale, either breathing out, feeling like you're trying to pull the back of the wrists in towards the back of the knees. It doesn't look like anything, but I assure you should be able to feel this, creating some tension down the underneath part of the body and especially through the core. Or every single time you breathe out, you're just going to take the knees off the ground and hold this here. Good. So do this in your own time. You're going to do what feels right for you. If you feel like you can't keep that core engagement, then don't do this. Try and keep the neck nice and long. Try not to let the head drop down. Good stuff. Knees are only coming off the ground a few inches if you're doing that. Good stuff. Really gather and engage through the stomach. We've got a last couple of goes. Is there anyone that can't feel this working through the core muscles? Last 3, 2, and 1. Good. And relax. That's a really nice way that you can start engaging through the core. And if you're pregnant as well, that's a really nice way to start and to sort of continue keeping that core strength going. If you need to shake out those wrists, then please do. Otherwise, we're just going to take it back onto all fours and we're going to stretch out what's known as a psoas muscle. So the psoas is one that attaches either to sort of your T12 and the lumbar, the lower back ones, all the way down to the legs. And stretch that out. You just want to press it through the heel, trying to keep that back really straight. The leg does not come up high. Take it back in. We're going to do 5 on one side. So press out. Everything else is going to be really nice and steady. The hips are not going to drop. It's going to hold this here and take it back in. So I want to have maximum effort for holding this in this position, pressing through the heel, pulling the toe in and back down. We've got 3 more. Stretch, stretch, stretch all the way out. Especially if you spend a lot of time sitting. This is a really nice one to stretch. So we're still just working through one leg. This is also really good for core control. Take it back in. Make sure you're pressing the ground away. Last one, stretch it out. Hold this here for a couple of breaths. Really driving through the heel and take it back in. Let's switch over to the other side. Taking it out, really stretching all the way through. Feel a nice stretch through the back of the leg and take it back in. So I'm going to stretch like you've never stretched before. We're only holding it for a few seconds. Take it back in. Good. Pressing out again. Who have we lost? Rosie, we've lost you. You okay? Stretching all the way back out. Holding this here. Doesn't have to come up high. And back down. Got a last couple goes. Stretching all the way back out. All the way back in. Last one. All the way out. Hold this here. Good. And coming back in. How is everybody feeling? Is everyone's wrists okay? Give me a thumbs up, a thumb medium, or a thumb down. Okay, so we're roughly okay, apart from Paggy. Paggy's like, God damn it. Okay, so from here, you can either come up onto your wrists, you can come up onto fists, or you can take it down to elbows if the bump allows. And what we're going to do from here is we're strengthening through those hips. We're taking that knee out to the side and back in. So we're going to alternate through this. So I'll show you what it's like on all fours. That knee comes out to the side and it comes back in. Take the other one out to the side and back in. So the trick with this is not how high you can get your knee or how long you can hold it there for. It's how much your hips are moving as you do this. So we kind of want to work on anti-rotation, or what we also call core stiffness. So in your own time, you're alternating through these legs. You're making sure you've got an engaged stomach. So drawing those ribs down towards the hips. You want to be hugging those stomach muscles in tight around your spine. For those of you who are pregnant, if this is putting a little bit of pressure on your hips, then don't do this. Just take a break. And don't forget, you don't have to be on your wrists. You can take it down to elbows. It's going to warm up through these hips. Also working through the core. Got last couple of ones now. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's sit back. Take the wrists into figure of 8. Stretch everything out. Figure of 8. Let's do some big circles. Let's also do some up-down movements. Good. And if you can, we're going to get up off the ground without using our hands. Grab some water if you need it. So we have got a couple of exercises. Two exercises. We are going to do them back to back. We are going to do them for 50 seconds on. I'm being very generous. You have a 10-second break. So, first exercise that we have, we're going to work through the legs for now. We're going to take it down into a squat. So we're going to make sure these knees don't cave inwards, coming down with a nice long back, aiming to touch the ground if you can, no worries if you can't. And we're going to take it all the way up, if we can, coming onto the toes. So we're sinking down and up, down and up. For those of you who are postnatal or who are pregnant and are thinking, bloody hell, I want to give this a go, then do go for it and add in a little bit of a jump. It's completely up to you. Probably wouldn't advise it if you're in later stages of pregnancy, but you're more than welcome to try jumping it up and down. What you can also do is mix it up. That is your first exercise. We can do that one for 50 seconds. We have a 10-second break, and then we're going to take it into a reverse lunge, trying to get 90 degrees between those knees. As you breathe out, you're going to push off that back foot, and you're going to hold it here for a balance for a split second before that same leg comes back down to the ground, back into a reverse lunge. So we're coming down, balance for a second, holding that leg up, and back down. Balance for a second, and back down. Hips are always going to stay forwards. If you want to hold on to a chair, either by your side or in front of you, that's absolutely not a problem. Any questions? Are we all good? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Cool. I feel really popular when you guys are like, yeah, hi guys. Okay, so don't forget, we're going to stick with that same leg the whole time for this one. Then we're going to do another round. That's when we get to use the other leg. Okay, let's go. 3, 2, and 1. Starting first of all with our squats down and taking it up. Try and keep that back nice and long. I want to be able to see your chests as you're coming down and up. Good. Take it in your own speed. Nice depth, Peggy. Vibka, good technique. Good work, Rosie. Jassy, I can see your reach. I'm liking your reach. Good work, Ty. Getting some jumps in. And Lila. Good. Good stuff. Alex, you're looking strong too. We've got the last 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Getting ready for the next exercise. We have that reverse lunge and a balance. 3, 2, and 1. Reverse lunge. Take the hips up and balance. Down and balance. Whoa. Down and balance. Think about spreading those toes wide for the foot. That's balancing. Coming down and up. The lower down you come, the more you're going to be using these legs to push yourself up. Man, this jacket potato is really weighing me down. Good. This is really important as well to focus on balance, especially if you're pregnant. Try and keep that back leg straight. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. 10-second break. Okay, we can do this. 3, 2, and 1. We're coming back down into our squat and our reach, touching the ground and reaching up. Again, take this at a pace that suits you. Try and get those heels off the ground. We're working, strengthening through the feet here. So taking those heels off the ground, feel each toe spreading out and taking the weight equally. If you're going to jump it, keep an eye on your pelvic floor. If you have any issues with the pelvic floor, then do let me know. Make sure that those knees aren't twisting inwards. Good. Good. All of you who are jumping, I'm pretty sure you haven't had dinner. I'm too full of potato. Okay, next leg. We're taking it to the other leg now. Coming up and down. Again, if you need to hold on to something for balance, then that's absolutely not a problem, because you'll still be able to work these legs. Try and control your breathing. Stretch out that back leg. Nice balance there, Alex. Good. Rosie, try and hold that balance a little bit longer. Good. Nice technique, Vibka. Doing really good. 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Let's take a little circle through the hips. First one way and then the other way. Next 2 exercises that we have, we are going to take it into what's known as glute inches. So it's a very, very small movement. You're going to come down into a squat. Whatever depth feels right for you. So if you feel like there's any heaviness through the pelvic floor, take it up slightly, walk those knees in. We're going to come down. We're going to come up an inch. We're going to come down an inch. We're going to come up an inch. We're going to come down an inch. We're going to come up an inch. And we are going to stay in that position, coming up, down, for the whole 50 seconds. Obviously, if it gets a little bit too much, stand up, squeeze the glutes, take a split second to reset, then get back down again. Don't forget, keep those knees out. Try and keep breathing. You want to avoid putting too much pressure internally. If you feel like that's the case, just take it up a little bit and come up and down into your half squat. That is your first exercise. The second exercise we have, we're going to take it into skaters. If you're pregnant, you're going to step over, that back knee comes back. So big wide step, sweeping that foot back into a curtsy. Imagine you're curtsying for the Queen. So all of you who did ballet, you'll be great at this. Big steps over. For those of you who are postnatal, we're going to take a bit of a jump from side to side. If that doesn't feel quite right for you, then obviously, please do just step it. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Great. Let's go. 3, 2, and 1. So we're going to come down an inch. We're going to come up an inch. We're going to come down an inch. And up. And down. And up. We're going to engage through the stomach. We're going to keep breathing as we come up. And down. And up. And down. And up. And down. Good stuff. Good news is we've only got like 25 more seconds, guys. What fun. Try and keep the engagement through the core. That's going to help support your back. If you feel like you can't do any more, stand up, squeeze the glutes, reset, then come back down into it. Good stuff. Make sure these knees are pressed slightly outwards. Got last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand all the way up. And next exercise, we've got our skaters. So we're going to step across or jump it. 3, 2, and 1. Coming across, that knee comes backwards. Try and use the arms where you can. Either jumping it slightly, that feels okay for you, or you're going to take some big steps out to the side. The main thing is that if you're pregnant, to think about control. Okay. Good stuff. There's a lot of people that did ballet here. There's a lot of good curtsies going on. Last 10 seconds. Taking it out and over to the side. So as soon as that back foot touches down, take it over to the other side. 10-second break. Stretch everything out. I always love having a little bit of a roll through the hips. Take it back down into those squats. Coming down and up and down and up. Try and keep that chest up. Chest up. Stomach engaged. Knees pressed outwards. Good. Try and focus on your breathing. Good. Small movements, nice and precise. Up and down. Good. This is not easy. Try and keep the weight through the back of the feet. Good. No one's smiling. There you go. Got some smiles. That's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand all the way up. Last time we have our skaters. 3, 2, and 1. Coming over and back. What you can do is you can always just not tap that back foot against the floor, but that will mean you'll need better hip stability and core stability. So always try and challenge yourself. Side to side movements, good. Good. Got some good paces going along here. Good stuff. You want to be able to feel it through the side of the hips. You've got 10 seconds left. And relax. Let's stretch all the way up to the top. Taking the heels off the ground, slight bend through these legs. And let's just stretch up through that lower back. You want to curl over gently and just let yourself hang. So feel the stretch through that lower back. Good stuff. When you're ready, you want to curl all the way up, nice and slow. Last exercise, we're going to work on toning through the arms. So for this one, 2 exercises. We are going to work a little bit on balance. So we've got one foot behind us. Either the toe is just touching the floor, or we can take it off. The arms are going to come back, the palms are facing upwards, and we're going to be patting upwards behind us. So you want to have a straight line, head, shoulders, hips, and feet, and the arms are patting up behind us. So the further you can extend those arms behind you, the more you're going to be working. So there's no swinging. It's small movements, a bit like those glute inches where it's coming up and down. So balancing on one leg for this one. Next exercise, we're going to take it out to the side. And here, all we're doing is we're going to be patting the hands up. This is a bit of a slow burn, this one, but it's going to give us a bit of time to get our breath back and to really focus on our movement. 3, 2, and 1. Let's get ready for these tricep pats. So we're just pressing backwards, little balance, tiny movement, pressing up and down. This is an endurance one. Good stuff. Small. If you want to grab some light weights and you have them to hand, you can go and use those too. Otherwise, really work on, there's several things that we're looking at here. Keeping these arms going, so keeping these arms high up behind us, engaging through the core, slight bend through that standing leg, and also working the muscles of your feet. So if you can, raise that back foot off the ground. Good. Good stuff. Try not to look at that standing leg. Good stuff. Take the arms immediately up to the side. This is going to be our rest position. And let's start patting upwards. So feel like you're being stretched in two different directions. Just going to pat up and down. If you want to, we can also get some heel raises with it. Heels coming off the ground and back down. So these kind of exercises where we're really going for endurance and small muscle movement, it's fantastic for toning and strengthening through those small muscles. So it's the small muscles that are stabilizer muscles, and it's those ones that are really good to help prevent injury. So don't forget, think about spreading those toes nice and wide, arms out, just patting up and down. Good stuff. Really nice. Got last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's get into position for the next one. We've got the triceps. Don't forget to change over through the legs. 3, 2, and 1. That back foot comes off the ground and we're passing backwards. Try and get those hands even higher up behind you. Squeeze those shoulder blades together, Vika. Good. Get the arms slightly higher up behind you. Good. Let's keep it there. Good. So for some of you might think this is easy. I promise you, you are working these tiny, tiny little small muscles. And also importantly, we're working on our balance. Try not to look out that standing leg knee. You want to have a slight bend in it. Almost done. Last 10 seconds. Small little movements. Good stuff. Stretch that back leg out. 3, 2, and 1. Let's take the arm out to the side now. And we're going to take it into bigger circles. Little circles, palm facing upwards. Let's keep at it. Good stuff. And from here, back into our heel raises, coming up and down and up and down. Good stuff. Endurance is also a really good thing, especially if you're going to be carrying babies for a long period of time. Good. Good. Keep stretching it forwards. We don't have much longer to go. Last 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2. Keep the arms out to the side. And we're just going to squat down and little bicep curls. Squatting down and bicep curls. Good, keep going. Squatting down and bicep curls. We did triceps before. And we're now just going to take it into bicep curls. Good stuff. Promise you, we are almost done. We're on the last few minutes. So as you're doing this, first part of your arm closest to you is going to be staying at shoulder height. It's not moving. The only thing that's moving is other arms. Good. Good. Try and keep those arms up by shoulder height. Good. Good. Almost done. You can count this as a cool down. 4, 3, 2. Keep the arms in this position. And we're going to squeeze the elbows forwards and together as we take the heel out in front of us. I promise this is the last exercise. If you can, squeeze those elbows together. Digging that heel out. Good. Heel to the ground. Slight bend through that back leg. So you want to keep the weight through that back foot. Squeezing these elbows together. Try and keep the elbows up, shoulder height. Some of you might be feeling this is getting a little bit achy. But you guys are doing great. Don't forget to really open up and extend through the chest. Good stuff. Really nice. Got last 10 seconds. Keep working through these arms. 3, 2, and 1. Squeeze these elbows together. Just take them up and down. Up and down. Good stuff. Small movements. Rosie, get back up there. Little movements just up and down. So keep them roughly shoulder height. Take them up and down. Okay. Keep it up for the last 10, 9, 8. This kind of looks so weird. 7, 6. Keep squeeze those elbows. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Shake it all out. Let's roll these shoulders forwards. I want some big dramatic arms, please. Imagine you're doing butterfly. Oh, you're a monster. My butterfly was always quite monstrous. Good. Press the chest forwards. Really round the back as we're taking it back the other way. So we're working through these small little intercostal muscles as well. Nice stuff. Let's take one arm across the body. Use the other arm to help draw it over and stretch through that muscle. Let's stretch these fingers and make a fist. Nice. Over to the other side. Stretch everything over, stretch the fingers and make a fist. Good. Arms by the side. Little side bend. Don't forget we're only bending through the top half of the body. All the way back up. Little gentle twist. We'll bend down to the other side. Good. Take the arms, interlace them behind the head and got a slight bend and a gentle rotation through the upper part of the body. Try and keep those elbows out nice and wide. 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to come down towards the ground. One leg is going to come behind, that knee It's coming down towards the ground. Hands on the hips. Got both knees at 90 degrees. Just going to tuck that pelvis under, scooping it all the way under and keeping that back straight. Just going to lean forwards. So you feel a really nice stretch through the front of these hip flexors. So especially if you're pregnant, especially if you've been sitting down a lot, these get really quite tight. Good. If you can, you're going to take your weight to the back, sit down, pull that toe in towards you, keep the back up nice and long, and a very, very gentle stretch forwards. So at the moment, believe it or not, I'm stretching forwards, and I can really feel the stretch through the back of the leg. Main thing is keeping that back up nice and long. Good stuff. You're going to breathe out, press through that back foot to come back up into the kneeling position, and we're going to switch over our legs. From this position, let's scoop that pelvis under, so tuck the pelvis under, really hold it there, keep the back nice and long, and you're going to take a gentle stretch forwards. You should feel again the stretch through the top of the thigh. Hold this here, breathe into it, and if you can, we're going to take the bum back down to that back foot, to a nice comfortable sitting position. Let's pull this toe up towards us, sit up nice and tall, and a gentle lean forwards. Good stuff. From here, let's make our way into a seated position. We're going to butterfly the feet, hold those toes together, sitting up nice and tall, and gentle circles round. If you can't hold on to the feet, no worries, just hold on to the legs. Gentle circles, first one way, and then the other way. Just to finish, we're going to place one foot over the knee. You're going to interlace your hands with your toes. A little bit freaky. And stretch and rotate through that foot. Taking it first one way and then the other. So for those of you who've had your feet in socks or in shoes for a lot of the day, this is really nice just to help spread those toes out. Let's change over. It's like you're holding hands with your foot. It's really weird, but it's good for you. So rotate through the ankle. Use the hand as well just to help mobilize through the toes, and then change directions. And then when you're done, release your toe, come into a kneeling position or into a comfortable seating position, whatever feels right for you. You can take a deep breath in. Spread the arms up wide, really feel the stretch up towards the ceiling. And you're going to breathe out, pushing the air away from you. Take another deep breath in. All the way up. This time you're going to take the hands down towards the heart center. Press the hands against each other. And I just want you to feel thankful for your body. And guys, you are done. Well done. How is everybody? Are we good? I was just thinking, Paggy, we should have done some deep squats for you.
Yeah, maybe I should do that this week.
Yeah, very exciting. I know. Yeah, if anyone's got any recommendations, just shoot them over to Paggy for like how to. Is everyone else good? Has anyone got any notable dinners that they would like to share?
We had shrimps and rice.
What did you have?
Shrimps and rice.
Ooh, that sounds good. I was thinking about doing that, but every single time I do prawns, My children want me to wash them first. So whatever sauce they're in just gets washed off, which is really annoying. Never mind. Well, it's exciting news that lockdown is looking like it's going to get lifted. So hopefully very soon there can be some group sessions happening. I need to work out when that is. I think it might be from the 12th of April, but I will have to double check. But yes, very exciting.
Good, yeah. That's good.
We can go to cafes and restaurants. I think I'm most excited about that. That is going to be fun. But yeah, has anyone else got any news to share?
A colleague took me to the toilet today.
Oh, how come?
I don't know. And we were one-on-one as well.
Oh, on like Zoom.
Yeah.
That's weird.
It's
Male
so
or
awkward.
Yeah.
Male or female?
Female.
But like, could you see her having a wee?
No, her screen was off and suddenly I heard the toilet.
Oh no.
I didn't even mute you. Wow, that's exciting. Goodness. Well, I was on a work call today and we were on Teams and I had shared my screen and I'd forgotten I'd shared my screen and it got a little bit boring. So I started checking my personal emails. And the guy was like, you know, we can see what you're doing. And I was a bit like, oh, fuck. I am listening, I promise. You're really interesting. Yes, that was great. Hurrah. Definitely going to work with me again. In other news, we're still trying to hatch. Did I tell you about the duck eggs we're trying to hatch?
No.
No. So my 4-year-old fooled me into buying duck eggs. I thought he wanted them for lunch last week. And he doesn't. He wants to try and hatch them.
Oh.
So now we have some probably mouldy, unfertilized duck eggs that are sitting in a really hot room under a very hot lamp that I'm now emotionally invested in. And I keep going and spritzing them because apparently you've got to keep humidity up. I keep checking the temperature and I'm turning them 4 times a day. But like, you don't get fertilized eggs normally in the shop, so it's not going to work. And I got very emotional about this and I actually bought an incubator. And I'm like, maybe we'll just go and get some eggs from like Freightliners and goodness knows what we'll do if we ever hatch chickens or ducks because we have nowhere to keep them. So my plan isn't very well thought out and I'm trying to work out a way to tell my 4-year-old that these duck eggs are probably not going to hatch.
Oh.
That's my life right now. Which is fun. Okay guys, I am going to leave you to it. If anyone has